How's it going, guys? Jaime Rodriguez here, about to reproduce this eel. Right now we got a grayish, silverish tank, and we're going to use the white to develop all our texture and our feathers and create our highlights, and most important, our dimension that's going to create the look of a feather, creating a drop shadow like it's creating here on the tank. So all we're doing is creating a drop shadow from the feather to underneath the surface of the skin of the eagle, and layer upon layer of feathers. How we do the shadowed effect is we highlight the top layer of the feather. Basically is we just create a white indication of a feather, and we preserve the dark, the grayish of this tank, and the gray ends up turning into the shadow of the feather. So we're not having to come in with another gray because we're using the white and the gray of the tank to create this image. Later on, of course, we will come in with a darker golden brown and insert all the golden browns where they need to be, and all the darker browns and the yellows to create this overall look. But we're maximizing here by utilizing the gray of this tank, by being very precise on where we add the highlights, and that is the key word, being very precise. So camera, get in really close, about this far away, and just see how I go in there lightly and just add in the highlights here. I just pluck in there. You can't really see much is happening, but you can see I'm just coming in there with little soft daggers, preserving the gray. Let's see if you can see a little more on the beak. Okay, you can see a little more on the beak. And these are the little fuzzy feathers here are on the beak. It starts strong, white, bright, and then just feathers out onto the beak, and the little hairs turn into peach fuzz, or eagle beak fuzz. Okay, just lightly, precisely, some scratches on the beak, just subtle little indications of an aged eagle. Just go in there and create little scratches. I'm working with Badger's new pack valve. It's a little knob. You can adjust the air pressure on the hose. You can ask Coast Airbrush. I believe they carry them. Another website is Bear Air. You can give them a call. I'm sure they carry them as well. If you can't find them there, just shoot me an email and I might be able to tell you where to get them. But just real precisely with the white, we're going in there, adding our highlights, we're being very precise on not overkilling our shadows, because like I said, we're utilizing the gray of the tank to work for us, to maximize. Maximize is a word I like to use a lot, and it's a word that has carried me through my artistic airbrush endeavor on really taking it to the next level. And I just use maximize throughout all my process, and it really helps me out. And, if you're ever unsure, just maximize your situation, and that's really what carries me through all my pieces. And of course, understanding color and all that good stuff, but of course maximizing all that understanding. So anyway, we're just creating the feathers here lightly. And so this is one feather, and on the sides there's a little hairs on each core of the feather, and then all the light loose little hairs just like so. So again, precision with the white, preserving the gray of the tank for your shadows, and just we're going to be doing this whole piece just like so throughout the whole piece. I'm not more than likely not going to show the whole how-to process, because it would take too long, and I want you guys to work really hard to get this information. So I'm just going to kind of come here and there and just show you what I'm doing. And again, it's just developing slowly but surely all the hundreds and thousands of dagger strokes, lines, dots, double-ended daggers, you name it, we're doing it. And we're using the Vega 2000 airbrush. Okay. Made now by Badger Airbrush. We got House of Color paint. You can get all these supplies from coastairbrush.com. You can get them from Bear Air. A lot of places. But stay tuned, guys. I'm going to keep you guys posted. Again, we're paying attention. We're taking our time. And we're acknowledging every little detail. You know, millimeter by millimeter, literally. We're not leaving anything out. And that's what it's all about. Observation, understanding, and being able to transfer that information of what we see onto the surface. Stay tuned, guys. We got more coming.